And I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about when, for an independent producer, it makes sense to do that direct distribution, to have theatrical distribution, how it impacts foreign sales, when it makes sense economically for your investors, when it doesn't.
Well, when I run the numbers myself, I get to the point where I feel like without having an ongoing operation, I can generate, you know, I think on a safe basis of the type of films that I make, about $200,000 to $225,000. I'm confident of myself if I engage with it, and that's the safe number. You know, so I think I can make more than that, but I think that that's where I get often something like a $50,000 to $75,000 spend. That's my basic math. So when I work back from that, you know, it kind of leads me to say that I have to make micro-budget, you know, films of under $500,000, because that does have an adverse effect on my international sales. Depending on whether I'm working with an international auteur, because I could make a film like that with somebody that tracks in the dominant film festival world, or if I'm working in genre, I do, you know, thriller, sci-fi, horror, which can transcend, you know, the US box office again and do more. And the part that's the unknown in that equation and the big upside is the VOD business. The VOD business is still in transformation. We have a horrible interface, you know, so the only titles that sell are the ones that are A through D, right? We thought that it was a young person's medium a year ago, and it's seeing that it's kind of not. We thought it was more male driven. Now people feel that VOD is chosen, it's a couple's medium, chosen by the woman in an act of compromise. That's how they sum it up. So the best titles are love stories that have a thriller element. Like that's where people will work.
One of the things that you mentioned earlier about Rocky Horror Picture, and I think one of the greatest things about the moment that we're in right now is that the studios are just not making original screenplays. They have no interest in them at all. And now that idea to do a Star Wars, because and according to them it's not profitable, but because people are stupid and just want to buy something they recognize.
Yeah, because you need they need a predictable return on their money, so there needs to be a predictable audience for that huge investment. So they need to be able to chart the numbers. Again, the film business is about keeping their jobs. So they have to just be able to say, we saw that there were 2 million people who previously, ate Twinkie, so we made Twinkie the movie.
Exactly. You know? But in my opinion, and what I was finishing is like, now is the time to make that Star Wars movie, or like Gary's making a musical, which is completely original and like awesome, and people like that are what I think is more interesting, at least to the first-time filmmakers. You know, it's like we're supposed to inspire the underdogs, and now it's like the best time ever because people just want to like fucking make Transformers 4, and they hire writers who are probably great writers, but then the studio just collapses it. These original ideas, like now's the time to make our Star Wars for our kids, now their kids, you know, and have those experiences.
Yeah,
it's not just making indie. Listen, I'm the guy who made an indie dramedy, but it's like now's the time when we can do something other than.
Now is the time to bring back midnight movies and the drive-in.
Exactly.
There's a lot of side talking going on.
I hate to say this, but we need to wrap up because we got to film this screen.
So 2 questions? Or we wrap it? He's had his hand up.
2, 1. So Rocky Horror Show. There's, it was a fluke. Out of all the movies in 50 years, that there was Harold and Maude, there was a resurgence of The Sixth Sense. There's stories about, or Blair Witch was another one. There's stories about these movies that somehow made it through but all the
well, but I actually think that is the film business, the history of creating underserved audiences. And then what happens after that is someone says, hey, wait a second, no one's made a movie for a gay audience yet. I'm going to do that. And then boom, it works. You know, same, every different sort of way. And so the specialized film audience, in terms of market share in America, historically has been at 2.5%. That's it, 2.5%, except for 1 year, which got to 8%. What was that year? It was the year of Fahrenheit 9/11 and Passion of the Christ. Two vastly underserved audiences that were delighted to come out for a movie that brought them together with their friends. Because no one from Passion of the Christ went to see Fahrenheit 9/11. No one from Fahrenheit 9/11 went to see Fahrenheit. You know, they just hang out with their people. That's what we want to do. We want things that bring us together so that we can feel the solidarity of other people just like us.
It doesn't get me wet. You know, I'm waiting for Quentin Tarantino. Everybody's waiting for Van Halen's album. They want the... And I don't care whether I see it in the theater or not. I'm looking for quality.
Well, but people say that Drive did that for them. I mean, Drive has been around like...
Or Inception, to some degree, too.
Yeah,
like, people get excited by that.
Got excited.
But it's very hard. You know, like, Nicholas Refn has made 9 movies or something. Yeah. And how many of you have seen Branson, right? Okay, you guys are film-going crowd, okay? You know, and the Pusher trilogy, you know, okay, but, you know, but like, it's taken a long time for him to reach that level, both in craft and in getting the budget level. And most people don't get that opportunity. And, you know, I was on the jury at Sundance when Primer got award. Wonderful movie, right? I loved this guy. I wanted to make his next movie. He sent me his script. It was 250 pages long. I was like, what the fuck? I can't ever even find time to read this script. I can't do it. He's making the movie now. It's finally happening. Like, it was up on Chud, I think, or something, just recently. But it takes a long time for idiosyncratic visions to get the safety where somebody isn't going to lose their job for making the film, because that's really what the business is. We're not at the place yet where we can go out and crowdfund $10 million to make a movie, you know. But all these little things of like saying, well, I love this film, so I'm going to put on a screening in my neighborhood, like what, you know, Perry does and I do, and I'm sure there's a few of you others out here, you know, that do that. You know, that slowly coalesced the type of culture that we want. You know, so the movies that will get you wet, sir, you know, be able to hit the screen. You know.
Okay, I think we done.
We said 2. That was only 1.
That was only 1. One more.
We didn't put a movie up on the screen, so.
Okay.